Welcome to a brand new series called Flash of Facebook that I haven't seen really any other channel done. So pretty much what this is I go up and I search the latest news, headlines, and the publicity that Facebook is under. And I take a look at it, I read the article, and I tell you guys about it. Then I give my 2 cents about how it's going to affect us as advertisers, positive or negative, or it could be a new feature, a new tool that Facebook's trying and testing, and how we as advertisers should take advantage of Facebook's publicity, whether it's positive or negative. And with these new features that Facebook does roll out, how advertisers can use them to their advantage. So I want to call this series Flash of Facebook, but please comment below if you can think of a better name for this series. So I'm going to go through 3 articles today, and what they are is Facebook suspended tens of thousands of apps, reveals wider privacy issue, that's bad. And then this one is Mark Zuckerberg faces congressional critics in a rare DC outing. And then we're going to have to go to the latest experiment of Facebook, is Facebook's latest AI experiment helps you pick what to wear. So again, I'm going to go through these articles. I'm going to read the important parts and tell you guys the information in an easy digestible manner. And I'm going to say how, as an advertiser, this is going to affect us, or is this going to be even a new way of us to advertise. And then last thing before I get into the article, I plan these videos to be kind of like my non-scheduled, my non-regular structured videos. So you may see these videos like any day of the week. So stay tuned for that. But this video is probably going to be one of my regular structured videos because I ran out of video ideas. So let's go through this article. So this first article is Facebook suspension of tens of thousands of apps. So San Francisco, Facebook said on Friday that it had suspended tens of thousands of apps for improperly sucking up users' personal information and other transgressions, a tactic and mission that the scale of its data privacy issues was far larger than it had previously acknowledged. So with this, if you ever use many apps, you can log in with this app using Facebook. So usually they just say, oh, we only need your name, your email, etc. And then it says we don't allow to post. And then it says we don't post on Facebook for you. So it seems like these apps are actually going into people's data once they sign up through Facebook, which is something that we're not giving these apps permission to do. So this is following the Cambridge Analytica scandal. So this is pretty much a scandal where pretty much with the presidential race, they used the data from Facebook to influence the race. And it's a whole nother scandal that you could possibly search. And it gave Facebook a lot of bad publicity. It started a lot of this mistrusting that we think of today in Facebook. But overall, let's get into more details about it. Following revelations that Cambridge Analytica, a British consultancy, had retrieved and used Facebook's information without their permission, had resulted in the suspension of tens of thousands of apps that were associated with 400 developers. That was far bigger than the last number that Facebook had disclosed of 400 app suspensions in August 2008. The document showed that Facebook had suspended 69,000 apps. Of those, the majority were terminated because the developers did not cooperate with Facebook's investigation. 10,000 of those apps were flagged. This is actually very scary because people are going to think that Facebook is just giving away all this data on all these people for virtually nothing or for pretty much for free. And this data that Facebook has, it's very powerful. It's what makes Facebook advertising so great and so powerful. Facebook has the information that we can go out there and use to show these ads that are relevant. But now these apps and all these developers, they have all this data that they're not actually supposed to have. So that's the scary part. And just to show you how common it is, Facebook apps can take on a variety of forms, like music apps like Spotify, to games like Candy Crush. Some apps use Facebook simply so that people can log into the service or product. So like I said, when you want to sign in, you can just enter in your Facebook information and then usually it's all filled out and it makes it a lot easier. So this is really interesting. The latest revelation following a settlement that Facebook struck with the FTC in July over privacy violations, in which the company agreed to pay a record $5 billion fine and to increase oversight. So this means Facebook's probably going to be a lot stricter on the data that they release on consumers so that this doesn't pretty much happen again. As a Facebook advertiser, this may not really affect us because we don't really see the data of individual customers, We just use the data that Facebook has to show them ads. So pretty much Facebook has all the data, and they're the ones using that data to decide where they should put your ad. So I don't think this is too bad, but this may cause a lot stricter policies to arise onto Facebook. So yeah, that's pretty much everything about this article I want to share. I will put a link to all these articles in the description below, so be on the lookout for that. And then this short article I want to talk about is Mark Zuckerberg faces congressional critics in rare DC outing. So pretty much this is Mark Zuckerberg is going to go to Capitol Hill this week and talk about pretty much their business practices, their pretty much how the company is overall doing. So pretty much this is always pretty much a stressful time for Mr. Zuckerberg because Facebook is always under a lot of scrutiny, especially with this Cambridge Analytica scandal. So it's pretty much summed up here. It arrives as the company faces mounting pressure in various Washington battlefronts, including over its size and power, its handling over users' personal data, and its effort to police speech on its platform. And then at this meeting, Zuckerberg's also going to talk about the future internet regulations at this meeting, but officials set to huddle with the Facebook chief say that they also plan to air their grievances about the company conduct. So after this meeting, we're probably going to learn pretty much what Capitol Hill thinks about Facebook and its practices. So as an advertiser, again, this is kind of stressful because if, let's say, Capitol Hill puts on more restrictions on Facebook, maybe they can't access as much data as they are now. This is going to hurt us in the end because if we can't leverage that data for our advantage to show these ads to. So that's pretty much everything about this article. So now let's move on to a really cool article that's really interesting. So Facebook's latest AI experiment helps you pick what to wear. So this is actually very cool and very trendy. And if you're selling clothes, if you're selling clothing accessories, or maybe selling watches, or maybe you're doing Facebook ads about fashion, or maybe you have a fashion blog, this is really interesting. So I would definitely read up. So this is a very short article. So just when you think researchers have found the wackiest possible use for a neutral net yet, another team found an even more novel use for AI. Facebook takes new Fashion Plus Plus AI. It's a program that will help you become a fashionista. How AI works is pretty much you show an algorithm like thousands of images of something. The algorithm learns what it's supposed to be looking for, and then the goal is to make it think of something that's actually matching. So that's exactly what they're doing here. So Facebook trained Fashion Plus Plus by showing the AI thousands of images and outfits that were deemed fashionable. Hopefully fashionable people actually show the AI these images. You don't want it to be like, cowboy suits and just we don't want to go there, but hopefully they show them actually fashionable trends. And this is also weird because it's opinionated as well, because what's one considered fashion one day is literally just gone in history and just ugly the next day. So I don't know how Facebook's gonna exactly do this, gonna make a good AI, because I guess they'll take trendy fashion that's been fashionable throughout time for the most part. This will be a very interesting AI if they actually are able to make a really good one. So it won't, for example, recommend that you go out of your way to buy an entirely new outfit. Instead, it will suggest swapping one or two items, maybe more subtle suggestions, like tuck in your shirt or roll up your sleeve. So they're not going to be like, wear this outfit. They're going to be like, okay, roll up your sleeves or something like that. That's pretty interesting. This is pretty much all the different AI experiments that Facebook is doing. So maybe if they roll this out to, let's say, the public, maybe this will have its own section. So if you're selling clothes, if you're selling fashionable items, accessories, etc., maybe Facebook will allow you to run ads to people who are using this program, etc., etc. So yeah, that is the first episode of The Flash of Facebook. So again, these are kind of going to be my more spontaneous videos. I'll probably have a playlist as well with all these videos in store. So yeah, that is that video. Please let me know if you like it and comment below. And if I should keep making these videos and keep giving you guys the latest up-to-date news on Facebook, because again, as advertisers, it's important for us to know this news and how it's going to affect us, whether good or bad, as Facebook advertisers. So now that you know the latest Facebook news, you are ready to pretty much have your own SMMA agency, get clients, and get paid to run Facebook ads for them. So if you click on the video up there, I will show you 8 ways that you can get clients in 24 hours or less. And I'll see you guys in that video.